I'm very excited to be announcing our last panel for the day. We have coming in first. He's a one-time NWA World Heavyweight Champion, four-time U.S. Heavyweight Champion, four-time World TV Champion, 12-time World Tag Team Champion, two-time Mid-Atlantic Heavyweight Champion, and one-time WWF or WWE Intercontinental Champion, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat! Here comes Mr. Ricky! We'll get you to grab a seat. Anywhere you like to sit, sir. Our next wrestler is the greatest wrestler of all time. Even though he hasn't held a major title, he is a strong, strong man. He's wrestled in WWF, National Wrestling Alliance, World Championship Wrestling, Extreme Championship Wrestling, and the Total Non-Stop Action Wrestling. And I thank God he didn't bring a snake with him. It's Jake the Snake Robber! Well, that's Howard Finkel. Alright, well, Jake the Snake. He's coming over, he's going to come over for you. Okay, alright.
There's Jake.
Now you can sit wherever you like there, sir.
There's Jake.
Alright, our next man wrestler, yes, he's a three-time world champion. He's held the WCW World Heavyweight Championship twice, the WWA World Heavyweight Championship once, and five-time NWA WCW US Heavyweight Champion. It's Mr. Luger!
Suck, you know that.
No one gave me the order, but hello, sir. You can sit right here. Absolutely, you can sit right here. And he is the man that was always by ringside, and I cannot even compare to the announcing that I'm doing, as he worked with the WWF since 1977, and he was the biggest announcer around. It's the one and only So we welcome these four fine gentlemen to be with us. We only have two microphones, so I'm going to get rid of my microphone so that four of you can share back and forth. And we want to start off, actually, because this is a great introduction, to open it up to the floor, to you people, to ask any questions. So take it away, audience.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, guys. I got a question for all of you. What do you think about the time that Eric Bischoff was around? And what do you think about the NWO?
Do what?
A long time ago when Eric Bischoff was around, before they had McMahon, they had Eric Bischoff running that show. What happened? What do you think about that?
I try not to.
How do you think about the new storyline?
Say it again. What kind of question you asking about Eric Bischoff? Or
What do you think of the time when Eric Bischoff was in power? It wasn't a good thing, right?
I don't think about it.
All right, thank you, Mark. Next, please.
This one's for Howard Finkel. My name is Jessica from Port Colborne. I seen you on House of Legends. What was your favorite memory from the house?
The House of Legends, or was it Legends House?
Legends House, sorry.
All right, we just want to make sure the I's are dotted and the T's are crossed. Can you hear me, guys? Can you hear me, guys? Yeah. Okay, very good. My favorite memory from Legends House was the fact that I was more or less the guy that never wrestled in the ring, okay? And I had to earn my stripes. That's how I felt. And at the end of the day, when the series ended, I think I commanded the respect that I was hoping for from the talent, the other boys in the house. And I can tell you this, I would go to war for any of those guys. I really would. It was a fun time for me.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next, please.
Brian from Buffalo. It's a good question for everybody. Obviously doing a lot of traveling. What was your favorite city or venue that was consecutive?
Fort Erie. No, only kidding. Madison Square Garden, the Mecca. Absolutely.
Yeah, I hated getting it. Absolutely. Home was the best town. You know, and I never were booked there.
You know, Howard bring up the point about Madison Square Garden, and of course everybody's excited when we were booked to wrestle there. We just didn't like getting transportation to it. You know, that was always the hardest part, right? Yeah. I don't know. I had some really nice, Greensboro in Carolinas. You know, when I was down there from Mid-Atlantic, Charlotte, good memories, good towns. Toronto, I will say this, Toronto was a good town to us. Fans came out by the numbers, and you guys were off the hook on the response. You guys, Toronto was always a good town.
How about you, Max?
Huh?
Wow, so many great buildings. Maybe the Gardens was great. I love all the iconic places we got to wrestle and had the privilege of performing in Boston Garden, Cow Palace. Yeah, just really, a lot of me aren't even there anymore. It shows you where we're at now.
One other building that I want to stress, even though we're close to Buffalo, the Aud was always supportive of us for those that are south of the border, shall we say. And the other building that I don't want to forget about was, and I still call it the Rosemont Horizon. Chicago wrestling crowds, time and time again, were off the hook.
Thank you very much. Next, please.
Hello, this is open-ended question for everyone who wants to answer. I'm Reese Mandeville from Niagara Falls, New York. Who were your childhood idols growing up?
Charles Manson.
That explains a lot.
That actually is true. Not for what he did, but for somebody that's his size, with the lack of talent that he had, to convince people to do the ridiculous things he convinced them to do. The man had power. He convinced that you say Adolf Hitler, the stuff that he got people to do. And here's a guy that's not physically imposing, but yet he had the power of the microphone, the power to reach out and grab somebody. Just when you thought it was safe to go out at night, there he is again. What's under the bed? Uh-oh, something's in the closet, but he's not coming out. Are you?
Wow. The counterbalance that Reverend Billy Graham.
You know, I'm not going to say this because of the situation that has just recently happened, but as a young kid, I've always admired Muhammad Ali. You know, my dad's a 22-year retired Army veteran, and in my house at that time, it wasn't a good thing to hear my dad talk about Muhammad Ali bowing out and getting into the service, right? Because he believed in what he believed in. But even as a young kid at that time, I sort of tipped my hat towards the guy because we stood for it. He had a big mouth and everything else. But for him to go so far and do what he did, and not do what he did, it really showed that he believed in the faith that he was, that he wanted to believe in. The recent passing of him is that I think the world's great guy has left us, but all in all, it was Muhammad Ali for me.
For myself, I don't know how many of you, where are you guys going? got a train to catch? Yeah. Okay, choo-choo. All right. That's the extent of my jokes. Okay, for me, what's that? Oh my goodness. For me, there was a gentleman by the name of Bob Shepard. I don't know if any of you recognize that name instantly, but Bob Shepard was one of the greatest public address announcers in the world. He announced the lineups and the in-game action for the New York Yankees. He was revered. That's who I wanted to be, but I became Howard Finkel.
All right, thank you very much, buddy. Next, please.
Right for what you all. First off, thanks for coming to Color Call this year. My question for you is, for you guys, who is your favorite person you guys wrestle?
Favorite person who wrestles?
Since he's here, Rick. I will say this about Ricky. I had a pleasure working with Jake to be here with these two guys and with Howard. It's not that it was the ring, but you're an iconic figure. And Howard does a lot behind the scenes to this day that people don't realize. How many years, Howard, with WWE?
I just eclipsed 36 years of full-time.
We get the applause out front, but the people that like work with W and make things happen, from the camera people to the production people to everything goes on behind the scenes. Howard with the W network and the internet, just amazing stuff to make us look like the big stars. And now I got it. Now, what was the question? I had to say, just because I wrestled with him so many times, I will say this about Ricky. Not just because he's here. He's the first guy who was such an incredible teacher who took me aside and said, just leading me through a match, as they call it, that I needed a lot of help. Ricky actually took the time over a period of months, like 6 months, to walk me through, and leading me through the match, and me being part of it. To me, by the end, we did a pay-per-view together. He came up to me and Ricky goes, "Let's do the whole match." And it was like a big pay-per-view. I got butterflies in my stomach. I go, "Ricky, the drag is Steamboat. You want me to lead the whole match?" He said, "You're ready." And I always appreciate him taking the time to teach me how to teach others to have a good match. And just a great teacher and mentor for me. Fun working with was Ricky because he took the time to teach me nuances and how to have a match myself, which most guys just couldn't do with me. So I'm very thankful for that. Yeah.
I had an unbelievable time with Ricky. Another guy I had a great time with was Ronnie Garvin. Ronnie Garvin beat the living crap out of me. But he always gave me fair warning. He would let me beat him up first, and then I would watch him sell and sell and sell. And it was just incredible that he was laying there for me. And then I would look down and I'd see the sign that meant he was coming up. His nipples would get hard. It's true. When his nipples got hard, that meant he started to get up and I just don't know what the hell would have happened. But Ronnie Garvin was awesome, man, and he rocked my world, man, lots of times. But, it's going with what Lex had to say about Ricky. I was so fortunate to come up in a career in a time when every guy that was in the ring knew what the hell they were doing. I was the only one that didn't. Okay? No, serious. And the blind can be led. And these guys had the ability to go out there with a guy. For me, in the first 6 months of my career, I would vapor lock. I would get in the ring and everything would be fine. They'd ring the bell. I go, ah! And I couldn't move. My arms would become stiff. You couldn't bend me. You couldn't do anything with me. But these guys, instead of just beating the crap out of me, showed me some real love and taught me. And the reason the guys did that duty to share the knowledge I've learned. The only regret I have in my career is that I'm not in position to teach the young guys today. Number one, I would get fired because I would tell somebody what I really think. Yeah, once again. You know, today it's a different society. You can't teach people the way you need to be taught sometimes, you know, because it's tough loving everybody sometimes. I remember the guy that really started teaching me was Bruce Borowski. Oh my God, you talk about what? Oh, man, he knocked the crap out of me, but only when I needed it, you know, and I needed a lot. But the guys that were the great teachers, man, I think that's one thing that's missing from wrestling today. There's no great teachers out there. And it's tough to wanting to leave it like, you know, nobody knows which way to go. All right, sorry about that.
You know, throughout my career, I've often said this, that a carpenter is only as good as the tools that he's had to work with. And my meaning towards that is that I've been in the ring with some really, really great guys to which we're able to complement each other. Lex, I found that when I first started to hook up with him, that he was very coachable. Not too many guys were taking the time to show him a few things. Also understand that there was a period of time in which when you started showing somebody and that person started to get better, that it could jeopardize your position. You know, there was a pecking order. That politics would play a big factor. On and on and on. All the back behind the scenes stuff that you don't see or hear about, but that is live and happening to us, the wrestlers. I've always felt this, that if we had a lot of people, a lot of guys in the business that were brown nosed, you know, they would suck up to the promoters or suck up to the bookers. And they would do this so they would maintain their main event position, you know, even if their talent was crap. But I always felt, and I spoke up, I always spoke up, you know, I'm not going to do that because I'm going to rely on my own ability to hold my own position, you know. If I'm a main event guy, I'm going to rely on my own main event ability to hold that position. But getting back, I had a lot of great guys in the ring. You know, the list of guys that I was in the ring with, and I've always been a babyface. You know, the list goes on and on. You know, the Randy Savages, Jake Roberts over here, Lex, once very coachable. But once he started clicking on all cylinders, man, he was a great guy to work with in the ring. You know, and that's why that on a big major pay-per-view, I said, hey, this is your night. You know, this is your night. You call this one tonight. And by God, we ended up having probably one of the better matches out of all the matches that we've had together. And it's because he put it together. You know, the list of guys that I've had to work with. So, of course, Ricky Steamboat shined throughout his career, but my God, I've had guys I looked across the ring with that, you know, would lead me through it. You know, so I don't have any one particular guy. You know, if I was really to say a guy, it had to be Ric Flair because we worked with each other 500 times. Course of both of our careers, you know, for over 20-some plus years, on a consistent level, you know, on and off, on a consistent. I just keep bringing his name up, and it's only because of the consistency. There's always a level that he would always bring to the table. You know, every night he's always expecting a 5-star match, and nothing less. You know, if you're not in shape and you're not there to be there for the match, you know, he's going to run your ass over. So, but I mean, I've been so blessed throughout my career to have a bunch of good guys to look across the ring and know at the end of the night that it was our match that set the bar. That was always a big thing with me. At the end of the night, the fans are going home. It was our match that set the bar for the night.
Thank you, Brian. Thank you. Next, please.
What about me?
Oh, sure. Sorry.
I had no matches, not even with Harvey Whippleman, if you remember that.
Hi, Natalie from Cambridge, Ontario. Is there any wrestler that you really wanted to wrestle with but never got the chance to? This is open for anybody.
Trish Stratus. There's lots of guys I didn't get the opportunity to. I would love to wrestle Randy Orton. I think I could have helped him a lot. Randy seems to be missing one small piece, and I think I got it figured out. And it's not something you can tell a guy. You got to go out there and show the guy. I did challenge a guy this last year at WrestleMania, before WrestleMania, but evidently negotiations broke down and it didn't happen. I challenged Bray Wyatt to a dancer's pole match. Nobody went for it.
I'd like, what Ricky was just saying, I had the pleasure of working with almost every top guy ever in my era. For 15 years, it was just an incredible experience. A couple that come to mind, and one was Jake, and another was Triple H. I don't know why, but those were two guys. Just, I was in WCW, they were WWE, or vice versa. I didn't get to work with those are two big names. They were jumping around. Other than that, I pretty much got to work with had the pleasure with every top guy in my era, for sure.
For me, it would have been Shawn Michaels. My game, what the topic is, I would have, I have worked with Triple H early in his career, but I never got to touch hands with Shawn. And would have loved to have been able to, put it to it out there in the ring with both of us.
And it would have been sweet for you to see kick his ass. So.
One more match.
May I make a suggestion?
Please do so.
When I hosted this thing in Hamilton, and I'm not saying this is to you personally, we have a long line of people, and maybe they can, instead of everybody, maybe they can direct their question just to one person?
Sure, we can do that, no problem.
Thanks.
All right, just to make it go a little more quickly, no problem. Direct it to me later.
Hey, I'm Eric from Lexing's hometown of Buffalo, New York. Yeah! Go Bills.
Try to get a cheap pop.
Trump or Clinton? No. Okay. Let's see who else. I guess Lex. Who is a wrestler that you watch today that gets you excited about watching wrestling? One of the younger guys, someone like Nakamura, the Bullet Club. You know, who gets you excited still when you see them wrestling?
I'm a big John Cena fan. I mean, I really am. I love it. I love because he keeps himself in. I think he gives his best effort every night. He's really grown over the years. Really, there's so many good guys out there right now. But that name is one of the first that pops into my mind right now.
Thanks.
Thank you very much. Next, please.
Gentlemen, I just want to say it's a pleasure to see all the icons here together today. I understand you want to focus it on any one of you guys. Feel free to choose who wants to answer the question. For you guys being such icons you were and forming WWE the way it is, do you find it difficult that with the ups and downs of your guys' careers that they don't have your back fully to this day?
You know, it's hard to watch when you know somebody, like we got grown to know each other, see them in summer, okay? I knew that getting into wrestling, there was no issues, okay? I knew there wasn't going to be a promoter prop me up because I learned that real quick with Bill Watson. I broke my arm twice and gave me a damn nickel, okay? I got it. But the rewards that I got from being in that ring were worth all the pain that I've had. I've had 2 discs removed out of my neck. I've had both hips replaced, had part of my left hip removed, compound fracture of the left arm, wrist reconstruction, 2 broken sternums, and I did swallow some ovaries in '87. They're still looking for me. So I've had good days and I've had bad days. But I would trade all these injuries and take double the dose just to have one more match with
WWE Ambassador Program, and a lot of my friends and people are involved in it now. And the things I know WWE and the Man family do behind the scenes that you've never heard. I don't agree with what was just said, but what I believe a lot of fans' perception that they don't have our back. They've been tremendous to me, even when I felt like I was making bad decisions in my life I didn't deserve to have any help. Both my friends I wrestled with and WWE always reached out and checked on me and wanted to know if I needed any help. So I understand his question. I know that perception is out there, but my experience has been that they do have our backs. We're a family. WWE's a family. We all work together. We stick up for each other.
I got to say the same thing, you know. I think about 6 years ago, I ended up with a brain aneurysm. It was a subpar actinoid hemorrhage. In other words, I had a bleed. I was in an intensive care unit for almost a whole month. The doctor bill was close to $300,000, and there was no surgery. Everything was just under observation. $300,000 and no surgery. But the kind of bleed that I had was, they couldn't operate on me anyway. It was, they couldn't get to the bleed. So the one or two things that my neurosurgeon told me is either it's got to fix itself or you die. The fatality rate of my injury was 60%, didn't pull through. So, but getting back to the WWE had my back during the whole time. A $300,000 bill without cutting into me, and they took care of it. They took care of everything. So, then 7 months ago I had back surgery, so I had a 21-year-old injury that came back to haunt me, and the WWE were there for that. 3 months after the back surgery, I had a hernia, and the WWE was there to take care of that. So, any of these rumors that say that this company, and the unrelentless times that they help guys through rehabs, okay? Yeah. They're there for, the countless hours and the hundreds of thousands of dollars that they sent for the children in the St. Jude's Hospital, the Make-A-Wish program, which we are big supporters of, the Special Olympics that happens throughout the country. These are things that, and I'm sure the company is not going to put it out there and stamp for everybody to take a look and they say and brag about it and say, hey, look what else we do. They don't, but believe it or not, they are there. They are there all over the world. And they're just the countless times that they've helped hundreds of thousands of people.
These are going to be our last questions, hopefully to the guy in red with the red jacket. Okay, we have about 10 minutes left, so we're just going to go as we go.
Hi, my name is Steve. I'm from Stratford. This question's for Ricky. Just had a question. When you came back to the WWF in '91, and they kind of, TV announcers, they acknowledge you as a drag, but I always found they never acknowledged you as Ricky Steamboat, or never acknowledged your past, like you were a brand new character that they hadn't seen before. I was just wondering, is there a reason for that? Were they trying to...
That was a period of time to which they were repackaging me. Okay, I was Ricky Steamboat, the Dragon, but they really wanted to go out and announce me as Howard was doing back then, as just announce me as the Dragon. Yeah, and they wanted the costume. If you also remember, during that era, which was in the early '90s, there was Cope would be wearing the bird, and we had a bunch of other things that were going on that would help the character of the wrestler, and then I was doing the fire thing, so it was a repackaging. Not to say that everything that the company does will fit the person or even fit the mood, you just sort of go with the flow, and most times if not, it's going to end up being a winner. I didn't care for it so much because one of the reasons is that everybody would ask me, what do you put in your mouth when you're up in the top rope there blowing your fire? Unlike in a bar if you're using some alcohol, right? This stuff that I was using was just straight up kerosene. Kerosene, what you put in your lamps and oil. Very oily. Your house. And then after that, do the fire, then get in the ring and wrestle with still in your mouth. So it was not always. And then, I don't know, I'll tell you something, I've never ever said this publicly. Never, ever said this publicly. There we go. But I'm going to go ahead on this. All right, here we go, About 3 to 5 minutes into the match, after I did the kerosene, right, all of a sudden I'm blowing out kerosene farts. Guy picked me up and slammed me. Was there fire? Oh my God, that was terrible.
Thank you very much. Yeah, thanks for sharing Blue Angels, sir.
My name is Jimmy from Niagara, New York.
When you're a kid?
Questions for Jake the Snake.
Yes.
How did you get involved with DDP yoga, and how does it change your life for the better?
I got involved with it because I was desperate. I was dying. I knew I was dying. I was tired of dying. I was tired of breaking mirrors because I couldn't stand it, son of a bitch I was looking at. I was tired of being the phony and the fake. I was tired of living. And since I wasn't dying as fast as I wanted to, once again, God did not answer my prayer. He wouldn't let me die. Because I prayed for it, man. I cussed God. I did horrible things, man. That's what addicts do. That's what alcoholics do. But I had one friend that reached out. And he told me about doing DDP yoga. I'm like, yeah, whatever, you know. And he's like, how you doing? I'm fine, man. Well, you're not going to tell your brother, man, that you're down in your dumps and you're trying to die. You're not going to say it. But he could tell. And he finally said, what do you weigh? I said, 310. He's like, dude, what the? Dude. You know, what the hell's going on? And I said, man, you know, it's what it is. He's like, dude, you're not happy, man. He said, you got to try this DDP yoga. And I'm like, oh, my God, he's got another gimmick. If you knew Diamond Dallas Page, he's done every damn gimmick there is, man. I mean, he'll preach anything he wants, man. He didn't care. But, he challenged me. He says, look, man, he says, I want you to try it. And really, the only reason I agreed to try it was because I was supposed to be meeting my dealer at a certain time. And I just said, okay, man, send the shit to me. I don't care. I'll do it. Yeah, I promise. Yeah, Bert. And one night he sent the packages, and I opened them up, and I got bored. I was watching some TV. And I thought, well, I can do this. I think I can do that. Oh, sure, I can do that. And the next thing I know, I lost 20 pounds. And me losing 20 pounds woke me up that I wasn't dead yet. That there was still another victory around the corner if I could just stand up long enough to do it. That's when Dallas came and told me, he says, look, dude, if you'll keep doing this, I'll take care of all your bills. I'll even take care of your friggin' ex-wife. Better you than me. You live with me. I'm gonna feed you the best damn food on the planet, and all you gotta do is train and stay sober. And at that point in my life, it's like, dude, you gotta try this. Because you're gonna be dead soon. And dying is really harder than you think. It really is, man. Because it's not up to you, it's up to him. But I just figured God had something else for me to do. You know, and if you don't know God, man, it's time to check him out. Because he's got a hell of a plan. Amen. A lot better than that.
Ontario, and my question's for Ricky. Who do you think is the best wrestler on the main roster today? Is it Ricky?
Nakamura! I like Roman, but he's got room to grow. Yeah. Okay? The Miz. I was down at for several years. I was down at the school, and I had my hands in helping Roman out. coachable guy and very open up for suggestions. You know, he's not one of those types that says, I know everything, you don't even talk to me. Not that kind. And I like Roman. Roman has a great future. I also see Roman Reigns got Hollywood written all over him. He's a good-looking guy. I'll tell you a guy that was a hit and miss, that tried several different characters until he found the one that worked. I had my hand in on in developing him, and that was Bray Wyatt. Well, I'm not going to give you a favorite, you know. It's just there's so many guys that are really good, and there's so many guys that I know that are going to get better, you know. Seth Rollins, and helping him, you know, in training, develop. Although when he came to us, he'd been in the business for a number of years. We got a bunch of great young talent, and I see nothing but good things happening with them, and that getting played on to happening with the company. Okay, I know right now we're in a transition period to which we had just retired, or guys that have had great careers, you know, Shawn Michaels, the Undertakers, you know. I mean, those are some big wrestling boots to fill when it comes to new talent coming up from our school. You know. But, you know, there's no doubt the company will get there because it always has, right? We've had eras of the Ricky Steamboats, Randy Savage, and Jake Roberts, right? We've had the Lex Luger, and then we transition, and then we have, you know, right now we're a little bit of an in-between thing, I feel, and it's nothing but it's going to just bust loose again. But we got great guys that are coming up. And you know something else, ladies and gentlemen, there's about 70 other guys at the school that are training. 70 plus a dozen or 15 divas. You know, they're all waiting for that door to open up. Right? They're great. You got great talent. Nothing but good things. How are you going to say?
Yeah, I would suggest, from my expertise, with the advent of the brand extension coming up, which I hope you all are looking forward to as much as I am, it's going to give talents an opportunity. You're going to see some new talents come up. You're going to see some exciting talents come up. So the more the merrier for me. And well, from NXT and, you know, people along those lines, the future is bright. I mean, they're doing a hell of a job. Ricky's, when he was at the Performance Center, did a hell of a job. Triple H, who's behind the mechanics of the Performance Center, you've got to know from me that I truly believe the future is bright for our company.
Thank you very much. We have 5 minutes left, so let's try to get this all in.
That was slow 5 minutes.
This is for Jake Mistake. My name is Brian. I'm from Buffalo, New York, just like Wes. I have a question for you. Did you ever imagine when Stone Cold beat you at the King of the Ring that he did over as he did? Like,
I do it all the time. I mean, no shit. In fact, Vince made a comment to me, said he will never be more than third or fourth match on the card. Sometimes it's good to be right. I knew that Austin had the work ethic.
right.
I knew that he had always had the wrong character. So when he dropped the pretty boy stuff, he got the blonde hair off.
Right.
Stunning Steve was
yeah,
not
right.
it. Ringmaster, damn sure was. Just be yourself, Steve. Oh, see, great characters come from extension of more than what you really are.
Oh,
okay, magnification of Jay, this inner character.
Right.
Because there's a small little piece of me that's really Jay. The rest of us just asshole. Okay, nobody says nothing, right? But that's it. You know, I mean, Steve worked his ass off, man.
Oh yeah.
He worked his ass off in WCW, he got screwed. He went to ECW, got screwed.
Right.
And came up there, they put Ringmaster on him until he would run with that. That wasn't running nowhere.
No.
Not until he let the guy go. And I had the opportunity to make him at King of the Ring. And it was a simple thing for me to do.
Right.
I think Vince, in their marketing, this is the one best-selling T-shirt of all time. It could have been Austin's 10 Commandments. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife unless she's hot. Thou shalt honor thy mother and father, Mr. Frakes. So on and so forth. There you go. I'm gonna leave it alone.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you, Jake.
Next, please.
Hi, I'm Molly from Buffalo, New York also, and hi, Jake. And I grew up watching WWF, was in my blood, so I just have 2 comments more than questions. Ricky, you were my first crush. And not only you're packing heat, you're still smoking hot, so...
These comments were paid for by Ricky Steamboat.
All right. And then for Jake,
$20 to get out.
I'll take an arm wrestling competition. Okay. Worth the money.
Back to me.
And you're super sexy too, Jake.
I'm not worried about cigar.
After watching the resurrection of Jake the Snake, as someone who has addiction in the family, I just wanted to say thank you for your vulnerability, your rawness and your honesty, because you know how many people around the world love you and love all you guys, but the rawness of that is going to help so many people, and I just from someone who's been through that in my family, thank you for just doing it because it makes a difference and you matter.
It was done, because I got burned a few years ago. I don't know if you guys heard about that bullshit. Beyond the bullshit. Someday I'm going to go next door to him. Boy Shark, take his kids to school. I didn't want anybody else to do what I've done. Do you know how hard it was for me, being the addict and the drunk, and you guys would come up and want to take a photo with me or want me to hang out with your kids? And I'm going, but you don't even know me. I'm scum. I'm garbage. That's just the drugs and the alcohol. I'm not the only one. I just want there to be more people in the world like Dallas Page who take the chance. Take the chance. That's up to you guys.
I just wanted to say you are all an amazing example of what can be done and what can be brought back. An amazing redemption story for all of you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'm Kyle from Buffalo. I just had a quick question. If any of you would like to decide where to answer, what was the very first moment where you finally just went, holy crap, it's here, it's all happening? If you guys would like that say. Absolutely.
My career, like, I got to work with Ric Flair's people right away, so mine was like 4th of July fireworks that never went away, so mine happened really quick and really fast, for me personally.
Silverdome, WrestleMania 3.
All right, thank you very much. Last question. Here we go.
My name is Derek from Welland. My question is for Lex. Which character was more fun for you to play, the All-American Lex Luger or the Narcissist?
They're both a lot of fun, totally different, polar opposites. So one thing that I was confident on by people behind the scenes in my career was I could be an arrogant heel or a confident babyface sort of. So they felt I could kind of walk that line. That maybe some guys are either more all heel or all naturally more babyface. So I guess my former dual personality came in handy. So I enjoyed them both.
All right, let's give these guys a big round of applause.